Wanted to talk to you about what you should be dealing with and going through as you're working toward getting your ebook idea in place and how to go through the process. So let's say that you are to the point where you now have the ebook idea. You've kicked it around. You said, look, we're going to do self-leadership, how a leader leads himself affects the team. Let's just say, hypothetically, that's what your topic is. So you have the idea. Now, the next thing that most people do is do it all wrong. And that is that they say, okay, so self-leadership means that I manage myself, that I have time management, that I am able to make sure I do a to-do list. And then they start writing these things out. That's bad. That's not research. That's coming up with something out of your own head and trying to fit research into it. And that's not what you want to do. The first thing you want to do is get your book topic, the general idea of where you're going to go with it. The second thing you want to do is go out and all research. Now, the way that you break this down, let's say there's 4 of you in a team. One person should be a primary researcher. Another person, maybe 2 people should be researchers, I don't know. Another person should be the primary writer, not do your part, your part, your part, and your part. You do different chapters, and then it all sounds like it's coming from 4 different people, and then it sounds awful, okay? 1 or 2 people, let's say, are your primary researchers, and they're going to find and highlight and abstract those particular things, cut and paste exact quotes so that we know where things might fit, and the ideas and those kind of things. Another person researches, another person edits. Your strongest editor obviously should become your editor. Your strongest writer should obviously become your writer. A weak writer should probably try to become a researcher if that's possible, just to make sure that you're doing this as well as you can. Okay, so again, you get your book idea. And then the first thing that you do is not divide it, but you go research. You get the research to create bare bones. Now, the reason that I have this on here is because if you look, week 1 is getting your topic. Week 2, I'm asking you a second question to get a good sense of why would a consumer pick up your book. Again, let's use my hypothetical idea of the self-leadership and everything that is entailed with self-leadership. Well, why would somebody pick it up? Because they need to learn how to lead themselves in order to lead others? Okay, but what more? What you're trying to ask, why should they buy your ebook? That's what we're trying to do in week 2, while we're doing research in order to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. Then in week 3, you should have a working outline based on the research as you start to create a 1, 2, maybe 3 tier kind of outline of certain things that flow into that. Week 4 is an expanded additional outline. Then you should be refining your title. You should be getting everything together to see clearly where you're going. Week 5, I want to make sure that your outline is robust. You should have 7, 8, however many layers of the outline based on the research. Things should fall in place if you do the research first and then let the outline grow. By week 6, you should have the first kind of scrappy rough draft. That is going to be a really, really rough. I don't even expect a subject and verb in every sentence. Just kind of put things in place, little block quotes in place and that kind of thing. A rough draft comes after that, a second rough draft, a third draft. Finally, you smooth it out and you get it professionally edited. You can do this very cheaply on something like Fiverr.com, and then you finally submit your final polished version. But please don't make the mistake early on in weeks 1 and 2 of just coming up with something. I'm not going to let you. I don't want to see more than 1 writer. 2, if you have a really strong argument for it, but I want to see 1 primary writer. Okay? This is the optimal way to get where you're trying to get. You should probably also have a class leader. That class leader may be the writer, or not class leader, a group leader for each group. That group leader may be the writer, he may not be. That's okay. But somebody who can kind of steer the process and make sure things stay on task. Okay? But I just want to give you a heads up of how to go about approaching this project. I've done this with some decent success with other classes before who are now posted on Amazon, and you will be too. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Thank you for your time, and we're going to have a great time with this process. It's going to be some work, but you're going to have you're going to learn a lot about leadership in this process. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.